What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another one of my videos. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Alright, now we're going to go ahead and start off with the usual Bitcoin update. So Bitcoin is showing very mixed signals right now. So to be crystal clear, on the daily time frame, I do not think we look very good right now. There is a chance right now that we are forming a bull flag and we are above the 21 day, so this could break out, it's possible. However, what I don't like to see right now at all is that the stochastics are already pinned in the overbought region. It seems like almost all of the time when you have overbought stochastics, you are going to have some sort of a pullback. So again, there's a chance that this bull flag does break out. But what I am personally looking for is an inverted head and shoulder pattern. And in order for this head and shoulder to actually play out, we need price action to come down here and put in the right shoulder. But it is extremely important for us to put in a higher low. We cannot close beneath 76,244. If we close beneath this level, then expect more macro downside. But if we put in a higher low, then this could lead to a macro reversal. I've been showing you guys the weekly time frame a lot, and that's because I'm extremely bullish on it. What I love about the weekly right now is that we have had a support and resistance flip. Previous resistance then becomes support. And the candle that almost wicked down here to support closed as a bullish engulfing candle. And it also closed above the 50-day moving average. Not to mention right now we have extremely oversold stochastics. And then recently I've also been showing you guys the M2 global liquidity. And the reality is that the M2 global liquidity usually front runs breakouts. We see it oftentimes have a local top and then an explosion. Local top right here, explosion. Local top right here, explosion. Local top right here, explosion. M2 global liquidity has broken out again, but we have not seen the explosion yet. Now, does this mean that it's going to happen tomorrow? No, it does not. This is the weekly time frame, so it takes longer to play out. You have to understand that. What I was showing you guys about the overbought stochastics on the daily is going to play out a lot sooner than the weekly. So make sure you understand time frames. But the bigger idea of Bitcoin right now is still very bullish. We are absolutely still in a macro uptrend. Now, if we come down here and lose key levels, then I will change my tune. But right now, we look very good. And the other thing that I just want to point out right now is what was posted on Watcher Guru. So President Trump says the US will make a deal with China. What exactly do you think will happen in the market if this actually happens? Especially if it's a reasonable deal. I could absolutely see the market exploding with news like this. I know oftentimes it's buy the rumor, sell the news, but the reason that a lot of people are scared right now is because of the tariff drama. If that all gets cleared up, then the market would have a lot more clarity. Now, if we take a look at the project that I'm covering today, Bread on ETH, it's at a $7.46 million market cap. And I covered Bread on ETH about 9 or 10 days ago, and I had it drawn in this falling wedge. And the falling wedge did actually break up, and at its peak, it ran up about 72.5%. So had you guys taken the falling wedge trade, you guys could have made some very nice gains. However, we did not end up having a super explosive move, mainly because Bitcoin didn't really have an explosive move. Bitcoin actually dropped after my Bread on ETH video, but then it had a V-shaped recovery. But it still didn't really go up from previous levels. But in general, with Bread on ETH right now, it's actually holding up very well. There are a lot of meme coins out there that haven't really bounced up from the lows. Now, Brett's still not holding its highest gains. However, it had bounced close to 300% from the lows. In general, when I'm looking for undervalued projects, this is the kind of bounce that I'm looking for. It shows that when the market started to reverse a little bit, Brett got a lot of traction. And you have to understand, Bitcoin went from like 74,000 to about 86,000. So it did have a little bit of a breakout. Not a macro breakout, but it did have a short-term breakout. Look for projects that are showing strength during that time. And a 300% bounce during that time is very bullish to see. And I've pointed this out in my last several videos, but another reason that I'm very bullish on Bread on ETH is because of Bread on Base. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try and argue that Bread on Base is a dead project. It's not. But the reality is that Coinbase has already listed 3 other Base meme coins before Bread on Base. So everyone thought for the longest time that Bread on Base was this untouchable project, but it's proving right now that that's not the case. And naturally, the more weakness that Bread on Base shows, the more strength that Bread on ETH could potentially show. And you also have to understand that all of the other Boys Club projects are on Ethereum. So is it that hard to believe that Bread on Ethereum could also show strength? Personally, I don't think so. And again, I'm not saying that Bread on Base is going to die. I don't think it will. But it naturally provides an opportunity for Bread on ETH to do very well. In general, though, the number one most important thing for Bread on ETH is ETH. The reality of Ethereum right now is that on the weekly time frame, it looks like a falling knife. We need to see Ethereum have a macro breakout before you can expect anything from Bread on ETH or any of these other meme coins. So we are looking to see if at the minimum Ethereum can get back above this yellow line right here, the 200 weekly moving average. This will be a very important level to confirm a breakout. So right now, just pay attention to Ethereum. All of that being said, though, if you guys are interested in joining a like-minded community and getting into projects super early like Bread on ETH, then I also recommend taking a look at my Discord. As a lot of you guys know, Bread on ETH was called extremely early in my Discord by my boy Manchester at a $200,000 market cap. At its peak, it ran up to over a 239x. Just to put that in perspective, a $1,000 investment could have turned into over $230,000. So if this is the kind of community that you guys wish to be a part of, you'll find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to see you guys in here. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments whether or not you guys still believe in bread on ETH. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.